Hello and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS. The big news for today is that there is a great debate about the Great Barrier Reefs that has broken out across the world. As you know, Australia is extremely proud of its Great Barrier Reef, but there are multiple reports coming in at the international forums that suggest that the Great Barrier Reef might not be in the greatest of health. And thus, concerns are being raised about how can we conserve this because this is a treasure not just for Australia but around the world. In this video of the big news, we'll be discussing this issue in great detail. But before we go deeper into that, there is an important announcement. This Sunday, that is the 4th of December at 11 a.m., we have the BYJU'S National Scholarship Test that gives you a chance to get up to 90% scholarship on the BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS courses. Make sure that you register for this test using the link given in the description of the video to test your preparation as well. Now, as I said, the big news is that the Great Barrier Reef is now being seen to be a body in danger, as has been reported in a joint report by IUCN and UNESCO's World Heritage Centre. Now, the Australian government has not really been in agreement with this report. The Australian government has responded by saying that that is not true. We are taking all the required steps and we do not want any international interference in how the Great Barrier Reef should be taken care of. Now, I'm sure all of you are aware of the Great Barrier Reef. This is one of the most picturesque points in the entire world. The joint report by IUCN and UNESCO's World Heritage Centre has said that we are concerned about the status of the Great Barrier Reef in Australia, and they have recommended that it should be included in the list of World Heritage in danger. This is what the Australian government has not really agreed to. The report says that there are major threats that could have a negative impact on the Great Barrier Reef. And on the other hand, the Australian government is saying that we do understand that the people who live and work on the reef might think that the report is alarming, but it is important that this report does not say that the reef is in danger. They say that this is a technical report and they have just made a recommendation, but we don't really accept that 100%. Now, the Great Barrier Reef, as you know, is the world's largest and the most beautiful coral reef system, which includes about 900 islands and spreads across almost 3.5 lakh square kilometers. Without any surprise, this is one of the biggest biodiversity hotspots in the entire world and also acts as a huge carbon sink. Not just this, a lot of people work in the Great Barrier Reef for a lot of different activities. As you know, this is also a major tourist activity spot in Australia. In fact, directly and indirectly, 64,000 jobs are related to the Great Barrier Reef, and it even brings in billions and billions of dollars in revenue for the Australian government every single year. Now, this has multiple usage. As I said, the Great Barrier Reef is used as a tourist attraction and it has commercial uses as well because the Great Barrier Reef and the corals that are found there have a lot of applications in medicine and in industries as well. The Aboriginal population, Aboriginal means the tribal population that originally existed in this part of the world, that is Australia, before the others came into picture. The Aboriginal population is still responsible for taking care of the Great Barrier Reef. They are the ones who live here in large numbers. They practice maritime culture and educate younger generations about traditional and cultural rules. Now, this is very similar to, as you would say, that there are tribal people in the Nicobar Islands. So they are the ones who take care of the heritage in those islands, and in turn the outside world does not try to interfere with their rituals and customs. Now, this report that has actually brought the Great Barrier Reef into international use says that frequent bleaching has made the reefs sterile, so they are not being able to increase their population. Also, the water quality is not the same as it used to be. The report says that the management of the property does not really seem to be in line with the climate change goals as such. They say that fishing activities and also not being able to maintain the high quality of water have actually added to the degradation of the Great Barrier Reef. Then there is also pollution from agriculture and construction activities nearby, because of which the Great Barrier Reef is not in the kind of health that it used to be a few years back, which is a major cause of concern. Now, the report suggests mainly to put an end to these activities that actually put the Great Barrier Reef in danger. Also, make sure that the farming activities are controlled. The greenhouse gas emissions also have to be looked into by the government. They also say that the fishing practices may continue but only in a sustainable manner. All these things have to be taken into consideration. But the most important recommendation, because of which it has come at the center of debate, is that they want this to be included in the list of World Heritage in Danger. Now, what is the World Heritage in Danger list? As per UNESCO, this list is designed to inform the international community of the conditions which threaten these very, very famous and important heritage for the entire world. Under 1972 World Heritage Convention, this list actually allows the World Heritage Center to allocate immediate assistance from the World Heritage Fund to take care of this kind of a property. So if any of these properties, any of these monuments actually become a part of this list, they might expect better international support, better funding to take care of these monuments. So on one hand, you might say that the nations might welcome it. Why? Because they might get extra support from the international community and it might be easier for them to take care of their monuments, to take care of these sites. On the other hand, you also have to understand that it actually goes against the pride of a nation. No nation, especially the proud nations, would actually want the entire world to say that you can't take care of your heritage, so we are coming in to help you from outside. So it actually goes against the national interest of the nations, especially the developed ones. That is why Australia also does not really want to enforce any of these recommendations. They say that we know very well how to take care of a Great Barrier Reef and we do not want an external agency to tell us. These kind of lists are not really in our interest and we do not trust that they can take a better care of the Great Barrier Reef as compared to what we are doing. So Australian government is saying that we would be ready to adopt some of the recommendations such as the gill net fishing and other fishing practices should be stopped. But on the other hand, you have to understand the problem with most of these nations, including Australia also, is when you ban such an activity that impacts thousands of people, it would directly have an impact on the vote bank of the party in power. So the government in power does not want to take such a decision that would actually anger more people and that will translate into votes going to their opposition party as compared to what they are having. This is a problem with every democratic country, not just Australia as well. In fact, last year also, when this issue came up, the then Prime Minister had rejected the possibility of adding this to the list because again, they did not want to be answerable to their citizens as to how is it that their Great Barrier Reef has become a part of this list. And the same is happening with the current Prime Minister as well. This is it for today's big news video. I hope you learned a lot of new things today. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day ahead.